Stephen, great result last night. And given the calibre of opposition, after 3 games, would you have taken where you're sitting in the group at the moment?
I think I'm satisfied at the moment. Obviously, the young boys' result doesn't sit too well just because of the timing of it, and we were so close to taking something away from that game, and I thought our overall performance probably deserved something from that. So we're probably a point away from where I think we deserve to be. Having said that, it's still a strong start. You know, it was a tough group. You're playing last night against a team that reached the last 8 of the Champions League last year. But the players' performance last night was outstanding across the board. And we said that to the players before the game. This is not an opposition or a stage where we can carry anyone. And I must give them all credit. They were all fantastic.
And one of the things that came out from speaking to a couple of players, Connor suggested that he and Alfredo had been targeted by missiles from the crowd. But what did they say to you, and what the club potentially speaking to UEFA about with regards to that?
The players never said nothing to me. I went in the dressing room and addressed the players after the game, and it wasn't brought to my attention. I was only brought to my attention 5 minutes ago. But it's something that we don't like to see. Objects and missiles getting through from the stands. It's we've got to think about the safety of the players, but we've seen that on numerous occasions. So that must stop. So I think UEFA need to look into that and try and deal with that. But as I say, it's only just being brought to my attention, so I don't think it's too big of a thing as far as we're concerned.
Obviously, the challenge off the back of a Thursday night game is trying to keep that momentum going into Sunday. Last season, it was at times a struggle to get the result on the Sunday. Do you feel that you've got the balance now, and with the squad that you've got, to be able to keep that momentum going into a Sunday match off the back of a European?
Well, I think that was last season, and I think if you always look to the past, you know, you can always find things that you can improve on. And this is a team, and we're a squad that's trying to move forward and grow and learn, and we're certainly in a much better shape than we was 12 months ago. But we know Motherwell are going to come and create a challenge for us and be difficult opponents. They're in good form, certainly away from home. But you know, at home we've been really strong. I think outside the Old Firm we've put in performances that have been really good enough. The last 2 home games have been against Aberdeen and Hamilton, and we've won both games 5-0 and looked really strong and controlled all the game, and that's the type of performance I'm going to be looking for again at the weekend.
What do you expect from Motherwell? Your last game against Motherwell at Ibrox was a 7-1 win.
Yeah, but I think obviously they lost a man on that day, so I think the scoreline probably reflected that a little bit, although we were really good on the day. Motherwell are a different team from that game. I think they've recruited really well. I think I must pay my respects to Stephen Robinson, the way he's changed from being a physical team that's really direct to a team that constructs and tries to play, and they're backing themselves to play attractive football. And I think they've seen the benefits from that. They've gone away from home and got some really strong results. I watched them last week against Aberdeen. I went to the game. They started really positive, played some nice stuff, missed a penalty and missed a chance to really, you know, get themselves in front, and then they went down the other end and conceded against a strong Aberdeen team, and Aberdeen really dominated them from that point. So I've seen both sides of Motherwell in 90 minutes just last week.
You said you're in better shape than 12 months ago, Stephen. What's that down to? Is that experience, the players getting their ideas?
I think it's a mixture of things. I think the players know how we want to play. I think they're really buying into learning and growing and developing our style. Personnel, we've got better personnel. We've got more options, certainly in the final third. And defensively, if you look at the options I've got at centre back, we've got players, big players who are in terrific form. Bona, for example. So I think it's a combination of things: form, personnel, tactics, players wanting to learn and grow. And also just trying to find that better level of consistency and hunger about ourselves from an individual point of view.
Is it coming quicker than you expected?
No, I think as a manager you always want it to come quicker. But you know, it's not something that you can build overnight. You have got to be patient. You do need a certain amount of transfer windows. You need time on the grass together. You need experience together. You need, you know, setbacks to help you grow and become stronger. So it's a combination of things, but you certainly need time and patience.
Have you seen how much individual players have matured over over that spell?
Yes, of course, but that doesn't mean to say that we're not going to make mistakes in the future and we're not going to get things wrong. It's never ever going to be perfect, but I think we have got mature players in the dressing room. We've got leaders in the dressing room. Only a few weeks ago we got it wrong at Young Boys, where we didn't manage the game and see the game out, and we didn't have enough leaders on the pitch to help get the team over the line. But last night I seen a different side of us, so hopefully the side that I seen last night will continue.
And the events at Tynecastle last week, that act as a warning for this weekend? A reminder?
I think not just for this weekend, I think for the whole future. I think if you go into games, certainly at Tynecastle against a Hearts team, if you go in and think you can just casually stroll into a match and you can go in and you're not at your top level, you can be found out, and we certainly were in the opening 10 minutes. I think after the opening 10 minutes we were fine. We didn't create enough in the game, but we certainly showed the right mentality and attitude you need at Tynecastle, but it took us 10 minutes to get going. We can't afford that. If we want out of this season what we're all looking for, we have to be better from the first whistle.
Stephen, any fresh injury concerns from last night?
No, we've come through last night in decent shape. I think the players are tired, of course. We've got a few bumps and bruises, but nothing major. We've got Andy King back today in his first session from his small injury problem, and Glenn Kamara's just been sent home ill, but we expect him to be back tomorrow, so we'll assess him tomorrow, so fingers crossed he'll be available for the weekend.
You talk about consistency and how it's been much improved this season. Is it important to keep the strong team, strong performance last night? Are you likely to change it much at the weekend?
We'll freshen it up, but it won't be wholesale changes. I think there's a few that I've got to really think hard about. Ryan Kent and Ryan Jack, have come back the first game and they've probably played slightly longer than expected, so we'll have to see how they recover from this game and make late decisions on them. But there won't be wholesale changes. I do want to try and continue these players to play together as much as they can and try and keep the form as strong as we can.
Got some questions for Borna.
Borna, you were in and out of the team at points last season, but it seems that you are the first choice left back at the moment. Do you think you're playing the best of your career right now?
The best of my career?
Yeah.
Yes, probably yes. I'm sure that this is the best football what I play. So yes, last year it was up and down, but as I said a lot of time, it was because of injuries actually. And now when I get pre-season, everything's fine. I feel very good and sharp, and that's it.
What do you put your improvement, say, down to this season? Is it just not being injured, having more games?
My improvements start because I get pre-season, When you get pre-season physically, then you can handle all these games. And I used now to play every 3-4 days. And I don't have problem with recovery, so that's it.
You got quite a bit of criticism, I think, from some of the Rangers fans last season, and as you say, you didn't get a pre-season and you were injured. Do you feel like you've proved some of them wrong, and perhaps that those who have been patient are being rewarded now?
Yes, probably I proved them they are wrong, but that's not the way I want to do the things right. I know all the time that I can play very good football here, but problem was because I'm not on the same level like other players, And now when I get in shape, when I'm sharp, when I'm physically good, I show them all how good I am. And I think that this is not still the best of me. I can show more. So we're gonna see what future will bring us.
How much did you enjoy last night and your involvement in the goal?
As I said, not only in goal, I really enjoy Europa League games. It's very beautiful. Stadium was nice, I think that football game was nice. We play very good football. They play also very good football. So I think that everyone who watches the game really can enjoy.